Hello my friends and welcome to my art studio. In today's sketchbook session, I will practice some cats in watercolor and hopefully will encourage you to grab your sketchbook and draw too. If you're new here, hi, I'm Radost, a self-taught artist working mainly with watercolors, and I would love to share my art journey with you through this YouTube channel. I haven't drawn cats for a while and I thought I should correct that. Also because I want to be honest with you. Recently I saw some report about preventing animal cruelty and right after that I just hugged my cat and cried a little. I've got all emotional and making art helps me channel these emotions, so I decided to draw some cats. Watching the reference picture from a book instead of a screen is really helpful as I spent way too much time on the screen. I chose this chartreuse cat, not only because of the pose but because of its bluish-grey color of its fur. I have to admit, I'm a little bit rusty at the beginning because I haven't used watercolors in a while, as I try to teach myself other medium. But when I got into a creative mode, everything seems to feel just fine. I'm using mainly Payne's Grey by Winsor & Newton for the fur. I used this color almost everywhere to create shadows, to tone down some bright colors, and I wanted to ask you, can you recommend me some similar color to try as Payne's Grey alternative? I wanted to capture that proud look most cats possess, like they own the whole world. And I have to quote Terry Pratchett here. He said that in ancient times, cats were worshipped as gods. This particular cat breed, although our example looking proud and distant, I've read has a very dog-like friendly personality. They are lively, full of energy and love their games. It's been called cat in a dog suit actually. It reminds me of my furball Oscar when he was a little kitty. I thought he thinks himself a dog. Well, now it's not very different. Eyes are my favorite part to paint, and cat's eyes are always so curious and observing. And our chartreuse is ready, gorgeous, proud and magnificent. Let's jump to the next one. So many beautiful cats. I'm nervous I won't give them justice with my painting. Look at that cutie from the non-pedigree cats. Looks like our next model. Flipping the pages of the sketchbook made me thinking that I'm really close to the end of it. And that makes me weirdly happy. Working wet in wet for the background became one of my favorite things in the moment. I somehow rediscovered this technique. Going out for a walk, I always pay attention to cats, jumping from fence to fence or simply enjoying the sun. One time, I saw a kitty enjoying the view from a high window, and now I search for this kitty every time I pass the particular street. The markings of our cat here are really beautiful but also hard to represent sometimes, and here was the moment that I told myself I should go more with the flow. It doesn't have to be hyper-realistic after all. The sunlight plays with the cat's fur and changes its color, and the photographer chose the right moment. It really looks golden brown in some areas, and like I said, I cannot give it a justice. I thought it's a good idea to darken up some areas for better contrast. Cats like this one look to me like some urban tigers, ready to explore. Maybe that wild side that has been the same for ages despite their domestication is what pulls us towards them, what makes them inspirational. And yes, they are lovely companions, but still have this wild element which is a good teacher. Their nature teaches us that they need to be treated with respect and also not to expect full obedience from them. And that creates a beautiful bond between animal and human, which deserves to be turned into art. For the next sketch, I chose this sweet Abyssinian with interesting coat color again. To make this coat pop, I chose black for the background, although it happened to be not so opaque as I thought it would be. For the cat itself, I went with indigo for the fur, as I could see some bluish tones reflecting from the floor the cat is walking on. As it's the third cat in a row, I thought I might feel more confident by now. Yes, I increased my painting speed a lot, but throughout this process I felt more scared that I will mess the things up. But even in that state, watching the reference actually helped me continue. Instead of stressing about my sketch, I thought about the cat itself, the shiny coat and confident steps. I'm not sure if this makes sense, but this scared but still going situation reminds me of cats so much. They jump from every noise but keep going, driven by their curiosity and instincts. And that's inspiring even in a bigger level. For example, there are big scary decisions we have to make, life to be lived. Sometimes it's darker in front of us, but the best decision is to keep going. Even in an art sense, if you think. Making art, even just for practice, can pull out many doubts and insecurities, but also can bring that warm, rewarding feeling we all have been looking for. That's why we have to continue and explore just like cats. If we manage to read the lessons, we have a lot to learn from animals. I avoided using gouache till this moment when it was inevitable. The white whiskers for this one are a must. It was a nice experience tuning into cats again. Interesting, sweet and fascinating creatures. And what should I say, I'm a cat lady myself. Tell me if you like them, and as always, stay creative, my friends. Bye!